Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Ian Wilson. This is TTT News Update at 6 a.m. In our top story this morning, Air Commodore Daryl Daniel has officially been appointed as Chief of Defense Staff of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. On Saturday, the then Group Captain was promoted to Air Commodore at the office of the Minister of National Security. He was appointed the new Chief of Defense Staff after acting in the position while Rear Admiral Hayden Pritchard was on leave. Air Commodore Daniel received his instrument of appointment on Sunday at a handing over ceremony at the Tetron Barracks in Chagaramas. A cathedral for the spiritual Shouter Baptist community. It's a dream that's seemingly closer to being realized, as Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says a parcel of land has been identified for the building of the religious structure.
I've worked with the Minister of Lands, and I'm in a position to tell you now that we have identified a parcel of land in the central part of this nation, as central as it could be for you, the Baptists in La Luna and Caranage and Tobago and Sangregan. And the government in the very near future will make the appropriate announcement that this parcel of land is available to the Baptist community for the building of your cathedral.
He said there is a high demand for state lands and the government had to be cautious in how it awards lands, but he defended the granting of lands to religious communities.
As places of worship, education, community services, emergency shelters, soup kitchens, school care, and homework centers. Those are the uses which will cause us to allocate state land for those purposes.
Dr. Hollis Liverpool, otherwise known as the Mighty Chalk Dust, says he is honored to be celebrated by Republic Bank, but he says there are many more who are deserving of praise. The 9-time Calypso monarch was speaking before a reception in his honor at the Central Bank Auditorium.
When you see a bank turning into culture and looking at culture to understand that if the bank is not in the society, it helps to make the country more stable. So I'm very happy that a bank will see it fit to honor me. You know, normally you get cultural organizations honoring you. So when a bank honors me, I feel very good.
He says, though while he is happy and grateful for the reward, there are other Calypsonians just as deserving.
There are so many persons here knocking on the doors. Valentina, for example, Bomber, all those guys are there with that. We lost Composer. But there are so many of the guys who are there, Gypsy, or them have been knocking about since in the 70s. You know, hard to choose one because so many of them are deserving of the honor for having contributed so much to the culture of the country.
Surprise, surprise! Ricky Skerritt is the new president of Cricket West Indies after defeating Jamaican Dave Cameron by 8-4 at the organization's annual general meeting and elections at the Jamaica Pegasus on Sunday. Skerritt, who came into the AGM with an expressed support of the Trinidad and Tobago and Leeward Island boards, also received the backing of the Jamaica Cricket Association in the build-up to the elections. Barbados, Windward Islands and Guyana had stated their support for Cameron ahead of the elections. With each of the 6 territories commanding 2 votes, a tie was expected in the first round of voting. But somebody switched on the day, and Skerritt benefited by an additional 2 votes to go along with the 6 he was assured coming into the vote. Cameron held the position since 2013 and was looking to secure a 4th successive term, especially after being credited with the professionalism of regional cricket, but has been heavily criticized in some quarters for his poor relationship with key players. Skerritt's running mate, Dr. Kishore Shallow, also won the vice presidency by a similar 8-4 margin over Emmanuel Nanton, the incumbent. That brings us to the end of the TTT News. I am Ian Wilson.
Easter Sunday, get lost in the world of award-winning films. Green Days by the River, April 21st at 3 p.m. Be viewing TTT to experience the breathtaking film adaptation of Michael Anthony's beloved novel, voted People's Choice for Best Narrative Feature at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival, recipient of the CARMICHAEL Award for Exceptional Storytelling at the Barbados Independent Film Festival. Green Days by the River proves that locally produced films will captivate you and transport you to other worlds. A tale of love, loss, and intrigue. Green Days by the River premieres April 21st only on TTT.
The TTPS are on an intense surveillance patrol across Trinidad and Tobago, and a number of people are being caught by surprise.
Ma'am, the reason why the police pulled you over is because of the speed in which you were driving. And because of that, I will have to issue you a ticket.
Can you tell me what that is?
Ma'am, you were driving within the speed limit. Your documents are in order. Your vehicle appears to be roadworthy.
Yes.
And as a result of that, I will have to give you 2 tickets to go to Movie Town today. So we are rewarding you this morning, ma'am, for doing the right thing.
Oh my goodness.
So on behalf of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, ma'am, we want to give you these 2 tickets to go to Movie Town.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you very much.
Good Monday morning, everybody, and welcome to the Now Morning Show here on TTT. We are also live on Talk City 91.1 FM and on Facebook at TTT Live Online. Carrie with me this morning after a fantastic weekend. Good morning, Carrie.
Hey, good morning, Rishi. Yes, indeed a fantastic weekend. Well, I know you were across in Tobago observing the dragon boat things. So tell me, how was that?
Well, listen, I went over to Tobago on Thursday evening,
right,
and I came back on Sunday morning, which was yesterday. And let me tell you, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, it was great. I didn't want to come back home.
And of course, you were hosted by the Magdalena Grant.
Magdalena Grant. Let me tell you something. The service there and the food, phew. Listen, I had so much to eat, Carrie.
Yeah. So you felt like the Prince of Tobago.
I was
there
I was
over the weekend.
Listen, the service there is really, really great. I must say thank you very much to all of the folks there at the Magdalena Grant for their really wonderful service. And not just that, I was able to go into certain communities in Tobago to do a piece that I'm working on.
Right.
And people just great up there. We are so loved.
Yeah, we're indeed loved here in Trinidad and Tobago, and I feel we're very privileged to have a twin island nation that, even though we are so close to each other, there are still marked differences between, Trinidad and Tobago in regards to certain things with their own niche cultural aspects and stuff between ours as well. And we could, just jump across a little 15-minute flight and have a completely different experience, even though it's like, we're the same nation.
Yeah, I did so many great things while I was up there. And I'm hoping that I will do it again sometime soon. Hopefully.
Hey, the next time is my turn, Ricky, right? You saw when last time, you went this time. Next one is mine.
Yeah, let me do it one more time, Carrie. Be nice. And I must also let the people know that Carrie got a bit jealous because Mr. Vinod Bajaj made me coffee while I was in Tobago.
Yes.
So this morning, the first thing Carrie did when he came in this morning was make me coffee. And so I must say thank you very much, my very, very good friend. For
yes,
that.
Of course. Anytime, my very, very good friend.
Yes. So some great news. Well, some great news according to some members of the public.
Right.
That Cricket West Indies has a new president. Dave Cameron is no longer the president of Cricket West Indies. His tenure was shrouded in controversy over the last couple of years, and so many people seem to be happy that Mr. Ricky Skerritt is the new president of Cricket West Indies and Kishore Shallow is the vice president of Cricket West Indies. So, probably we'd hear a little bit more about that from our sport department.
Right.
I know Ruskin is a big cricket fan, and so he will definitely be following that. But also some good news: Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados neck and neck in the women's 4-day competition. My apologies, the 50-over competition, and I understand that they will be playing each other today. So I want to wish the Trinidad and Tobago ladies all the very best as we look to be champions of the region in 50-over cricket. Carrie, I know you know nothing or very little about cricket.
Very little about cricket. I mean, I know it involves a bat or ball, and you hit the ball and you run. Yeah, in regards to too much of the rules, maybe not so much. But that's why I have you for.
That, exactly. I'm like a walking encyclopedia when it comes to cricket.
Exactly.
So, Carrie, last evening, I know that we featured the film of one of our very own.
Yeah, indeed, we featured the film of Stephen Taylor, and it was for that movie, Buck, the man spirits. You know, a lot about this topic of the Buck right now, but Stephen actually made that movie years ago.
Yeah,
and it made its debut and premiere, television premiere yesterday
on TTT.
On TTT.
Yeah,
right,
Alvin,
right
our gimbal guy, our gimbal man.
Right.
His film actually showed last night at 10 o'clock.
Right.
And we could probably check out his social media pages, Rankin Productions. To get more information, probably we might be showing it again for people to see it. And it was also a story on the Buck. Yeah, so Trinidad and Tobago, you know, TTT giving you a lot of local content. And so you know you have to stay here for all of that. Now, Carrie, our Special Olympics team did absolutely fantastic, as we mentioned last week at the Special Olympics.
56 medals.
And guess what?
What, Rishi?
We're going to have some of them on this morning.
Oh, well, that's fantastic.
So that is
some of the superstars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, who did us so proud.
Yeah, and so we have that and much more for people this morning. But before that, we need to check out the traffic update.
All right, let's take a look at our traffic update.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
We're on the Churchill Roosevelt Highway right now, and as we look over here, we are in the westbound lane of that highway in the Aranguez area. As we pan across, let's take a look. And as we continue to pan across, a little bit out of focus there, we just caught a little glimpse on that left side of the number of vehicles heading toward Port of Spain. Coming from that flyover there from South and East Trinidad. We can see now as we zoom out a little what it really looks like. And yeah, a lot of cars moving toward the west there. But for now, there doesn't seem to be major congestion. Everybody is moving. The flow is okay. No idea on what the speed itself is like, but for now it seems to be moving at a decent pace. As we look over here into the eastbound lane, we can see that they have the all clear going against the traffic right now. So good news for those of you who are heading in an easterly direction and are making your way wherever you have to go this morning in the east. But for those of you in the west, yeah, same old. It's Monday morning, busy Monday morning. So hopefully you won't have the Monday blues. And guess what? If you are thinking you're going to have the Monday blues, we don't work with that here on the Now Morning Show. So you can join us here on the Now Morning Show here on TTT. And also, if you're leaving your homes right now, leaving your television sets, you could take us on Talk City 91.1 FM. And also, for those of you anywhere in the world, you can catch us on TTT Live online on Facebook. All right, and that's a wrap for this traffic update.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
So I think, Carrie, I was a bit rude this morning and I didn't ask you, how was your weekend?
My weekend was, just to quote Rishi, absolutely fantastic.
What did you do, Carrie?
So on Saturday I went to a birthday thing, and then, well, one of my very, very close friends got married yesterday. So we had...
Who do we say congratulations to?
We say congratulations to Robert Jupiter and his wife, Karen, well, now Jupiter. And
Right,
the
so
theme of the
congratulations.
wedding, yeah, you know, hashtag, well, her maiden name was Moses, and his name is Jupiter. So the hashtag was Moses goes to Jupiter.
Oh, that's funny. Haha, I like it. I like it. Okay, so we take a break, and when we come back, we have a lot in store for you, so stay with us.
With fixed locations in Arima, shops of Arima, Sangre Grande, and a mobile fleet operating throughout Trinidad, Classic Launderers and dry cleaners cater to the laundry needs of corporate and private clientele. We offer professional services in dry cleaning, wet wash, press only, heavy starch. We specialize in not only suits, formal attire, and uniforms, but also comforters, beddings, drapes, casual wear, and so much more. Book your free pickup today at www.classiclaundrytt.com or call 667-0309. We are always happy to be at your service.
Frontline on Talk City 91.1 FM, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to noon with me, Ria Roop Chansing, an informative and educational show that discusses a variety of topics, from social issues to the law, from education to religion, culture, health, beauty, and your well-being. And you also have a chance to voice your opinion in Frontline's open forum. Frontline, 8 a.m. to noon every Monday to Friday with me, Ria Roop Chansing, on Talk City 91.1 FM.
TTT News, delivering more news at more times to more people. TTT News, reporting on the people, events, and issues that affect your life. TTT News, online and fully interactive. TTT News, connect.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Now Morning Show. We are live on Talk City 91.1 FM and on Facebook at TTT Live Online. And this morning I'm extremely excited because I'm going to be chatting with the youngest female captain for KAISO Express Airways. Yeah, Alyssa Figaro is joining us, and what makes me so happy is that she is from Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, Alyssa.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm great. I'm happy to be on your show.
I am happy that you got up early to speak with us, and I'm happy that you're Trinidadian making your name around the world.
Yes.
How do you feel this morning?
I feel great, energized.
So now you're the first female captain for KAISO Express Airways and the youngest as well. How did that happen?
Well, I would have finished training almost 2 years ago, and I remember going back home to Trinidad and sending out resumes everywhere, and they're the only one that bit. And I had a conversation with my parents. I was like, I'm willing to take a chance on them and move over there, and that's how it happened.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Is this something that you always wanted to do, or you just happened to fall into it?
No, it's something I've always wanted to do. There's nobody in aviation in my family, so I remember I always had it, but I thought it was so hard to achieve. But again, another conversation with my dad and my mom, and they always encouraged me, and they always said, listen, we're going to back you up in no matter what you choose to do. And that solidified it for me.
So it was that support that you thought gave you the drive to continue to do this?
Absolutely. Without them, I wouldn't be here.
So where in Trinidad are you from?
I'm from South Trinidad, so that's Moruga.
Oh, you see, so you're far from Port of Spain.
Yes.
so you're a South girl, moving to do great things and represent Trinidad and Tobago. Now, where did you go to school exactly?
Say again?
Where did you go to school?
Oh, for aviation or for high school, I would have went Cohen Hamilton Secondary.
Okay.
And then aviation, I trained in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Oh. What was the school life like for you from secondary school?
School life I am from South, so it's very community-based, so I did know all my teachers kind of before I went into secondary school. So they've always been loving and encouraging, and again, they've encouraged me to do this since I wanted to, since I started expressing that I wanted to. So I love the small community base that I had in Maruga.
And you mentioned that community spirit. How much of a motivation that was for you?
That was everything for me, because again, no one around me really knew about aviation, but they did try to encourage me every chance they get. And I remember high school teachers helping me research schools, and they would help me send out the applications. So they've been a great help.
So what is the coolest thing that you've done?
That would have to be solo flight, flying by myself. That would have been back in flight school. I would have had around 40 hours when I did it. That was the coolest thing. And then absolutely after that would be flying my parents. After I got my flight instructor license, I took my mom and my dad up.
They must really be proud of you.
They are.
So do you how often do you fly?
I fly, so right now my schedule is 4 days on, 2 days off. So that's how I go.
Is it a hectic schedule for you?
It is. Over here, we fly inter-island, so island to island flying. So it's every day, it's every hour. Everyone wants to get from one island to the next. And then beyond that, they want to get from country to country. So it is very hectic.
Where do you see yourself moving from here, and how do you see yourself progressing?
I do want to fly bigger jets, but not in the sense of airlines. I do want to do the corporate flying, so business jets, the smaller jets, not the ones that you might see at Caribbean Airlines, but...
But I want to wish you all the very best in moving forward with your career. But one thing, you were able to pursue your dream and become successful. What sort of advice would you give to young people wanting to do the same but probably don't have the motivation to do so?
So it is about motivation, and I think it comes from within, yes, but it also, when you fall back, you do need someone to encourage you. So for me, that was always my parents and my sister and the people around me. So I would say absolutely keep positive people around you and positive energy all the time, and they're going to propel you forward.
And when next are you in Trinidad?
I'm in Trinidad in May.
Okay, great. So you'll probably come and ask me to go on a flight with you. I want to see some of your skills.
Absolutely.
Really? All right, then that's a deal. I'll remember this moment, and it will happen. All right, thank you very much, Elisa Figaro, for joining us. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you this morning, and I hope when you do come to Trinidad, on a serious note, though, you come in and visit us here at the TTT studio, and you can bring your parents as well.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much for joining us. Carrie, great things. I'm really happy.
I'm really happy too. It's great to see young people to begin with, and Trinidadian young people making waves across the globe. And again, as a female in the aviation industry, you don't see many in that position, a captain, and she's so young and she's gotten there at this tender age, but so it's awesome, and we love to see our young people doing well.
Yeah, and I see Keston is with us as well, and he must be happy as well.
Yeah, I think it's really awesome. I mean, just watching her interview and the fact that the whole village encouraged her and what she wanted to do, that for me was the golden part of the interview.
Yeah.
And have a little bit of South pride there. Anyway, we are in the season of Lent, and Keston Walkins, our resident neuroscientist, is here to chat about a very interesting topic. And Lent is about abstinence from certain things. It's fasting, almsgiving, and prayer as well. But we're going to speak about the part of it which is self-control. For some people it may be harder than for others, but we're going to chat about that and find out why. Good morning, Keston, and welcome again.
Nice
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, always a pleasure. So, people for Lent, they decide to give up one thing or the other,
right?
Whatever it is. So I actually want to take some time to discuss that, because I think it's worth us understanding how that works, right? Because there's two things that you need to happen in the world, especially with humans, for anything to actually happen or to manifest, and that is opportunity and desire. If you have opportunity without desire, it cannot happen. And if you have desire without opportunity, it cannot happen.
Right.
Right.
Makes sense.
So I want to underscore this because for people who have to, they're prohibiting themselves from one thing or the other, it's important to know that you might have to avoid opportunity in order to help you along. Right. Okay, good. So there's a part of your brain called the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex that helps us to resist.
That's a mouthful.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But it helps us to resist instinctive or trained behaviors. Right? Okay. So an instinctive behavior would be the stove's hot and you have something, and you touch something hot and you have to pull your hand back, right? That's normal. That's to protect yourself.
Right.
But let's say you have a baby in your hand or something like that, then that has to take priority over necessarily you hitting yourself, right?
Right, yes.
That's what you do. So that part of the brain was recruited to help with that, right? So when we have to abstain from doing certain things, that part of the brain is kind of activated to help us to resist the challenge that we have, right? So yes, I think it is, because it means that our brains play a part in keeping us sober. It could be people who are trying to prohibit themselves from drugs or substance abuse, right? It doesn't have to just remain connected to Lent, but it is connected to Lent in this case, right? So I wanted to give some tips to people who want to remain, have their sobriety over whatever it is.
Right, and remain faithful to the commitment they made to abstain from whatever it is.
Yeah, and that is that, one, the feeling is temporary. The desire to have that thing that you feel like having, it is temporary. It will pass. I can't say, so when 11:30 comes or 12 o'clock comes, you feel hungrier, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what time you eat lunch, but let's say that's the time most people have their lunch.
Generally.
Right. But the time you didn't get a chance to eat lunch, the time passes, it's 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. You don't feel the same hunger anymore. The time
correct.
You understand?
Yeah.
So your body has like this cyclic way of dealing with your hunger. But at the same time, it happens when you have desires for like snacks or different kinds of things. If it's here now, and then maybe in 20, 30 minutes, it's gone. So I think it's important to know that what you're feeling is actually also temporary. And the other thing is that self-control is a muscle. You have lots of muscles, so you understand what I mean, right? You train it. In short-term overuse, then you get tired, right?
Right.
Which means that you can't actually exercise as much self-control.
Right.
And the other one is if you train it long-term, then you get stronger.
Right.
Right. So you have to develop the ability to resist things.
Good.
So I think actually that most people should actually take periods of fasting. This is from whatever they do. So I think
just during the year itself, not necessarily specifically through one season.
Yeah, in the season. So anyways, like I said, it's like I saw an interesting study that was done with people who were incarcerated and they had their parole hearings. Okay, so they had the parole hearings. They had to go before the courts or whoever it is that handles that. And it turns out that the ones that were more likely to have a positive result in the parole actually had breakfast.
Really?
Yes. The ones that were more likely to have a positive result in the parole actually had breakfast.
So it seems so, both seem so abstract, and it seems like
It seems disconnected,
Yeah, it seems
right?
disconnected. That's what I'm looking for, yes.
It seems disconnected. So I thought it's so strange. But the same thing applies to other parts, right? If you're exhausted with your self-control muscles, then you cannot exercise control in other places, right? If you have something to do. So the idea is give yourself all the tools that you need in order to remain, I also want to say celibate, but in order to maintain your self-control. So if you're trying not to have sweet snacks and these kinds of things, then here's what. 1, have healthy snacks during your day, so it helps you to resist having that
the unhealthy stuff. Okay.
Yeah, because there's a period that's going to come up where you're going to feel for something to eat, and you're going to default to that thing that gives you the most joy, which might be chocolate or whatever it is. Yeah, you wanted to say something.
No, I was listening very intently.
Okay, awesome.
They want to cut you off.
Yeah, cool. And the other part I want to make mention of, because I don't think a lot of people engage that idea, is your mental health and self-control. Some people actually consume these foods because it makes them feel good, right? Maybe things are hard and it's tough, and they're busy or whatever it is, and it just makes them feel good.
Right.
I think there was a cool study that was done. I don't know how to get ethics approval for that, but a cool study was done, and they intubated people, or they put tubes onto their stomach, and they gave one group just saline, and the other group fat emulsion.
Okay.
Right? And they measured, in their case, it was depression, right? And the people that got the fatty solution in their gut actually had improved mood. So
really?
I think,
that's
yes,
very interesting.
that's very, very interesting. And I think a lot of people are self-medicating for how they feel, right?
Right.
So they think, okay, well, what are the comfort foods you know, Carrie?
Comfort foods, let's see, just off the top of my head, a very popular fried chicken chain we have in Trinidad,
right.
you know,
and
that's
then
a
there's
go-to.
ice cream,
right?
And then there's chocolate. What do all those things have in it?
All those things,
it's common across them. It's fat.
Yeah, there's fat, yeah.
Lots of fat in all of them. So you think, well, why am I having all this chocolate, or why am I having all this fried chicken, or whatever it is, right? And it's because, well, in part, obviously it tastes good or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But in part is because people want to improve their mood, and the fatty foods does actually improve their mood. So if you come to Lent now and you're trying to drop this thing,
that
you don't have your
improves the mood.
fix.
Right, yeah.
You don't have your fix. So when you feel bad, the pressure is even stronger to consume the food that you're supposed to resist. So the idea is take into consideration your mental health in the process. So if you want to maintain that self-control, like maybe you need to go, you know, talk to somebody about what's going on, because a lot of people stress eat.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, in the instance where somebody is an addict of something, how does this, like the part of the brain you mentioned earlier, is it that there's something like with that part that is not underdeveloped or something, or is there some other external factor in regards to addiction and not having self-control?
So, well, addiction is a slightly different thing because it recruits the what's it called just now? Dopaminergic system in the brain, right? Which reinforces the activity, right? So I wouldn't necessarily say that part of the brain isn't functioning, right? But they have a stronger urge to go participate in the activity. So actually, that's an important thing that you brought up, and I'll say it very, very quickly. If you want to get along through your period of prohibition for Lent, and also if you with drugs or substance abuse, it's helpful to have people to work with. That's why they have Alcoholics Anonymous and other things like that. If you want to be able to resist having a chocolate, get a Lenten partner. Get somebody to go along with you the journey. Because they realize that people, and you're into fitness, people that exercise with other people are more compliant. Right? As in they carry on doing the exercise activity for much longer. People that save money with other people actually save as much as 3 times the amount of money.
Really?
Yes.
3 times?
Yes, as much as 3 times. So the idea is that community is very, very important and beneficial for us to have this, to carry on through prohibition or resisting substance abuse or things like that.
So having people around a support system.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, Keston Wilkins, I want to thank you for all you've shared this
pleasure.
morning. And, you know, as usual, to have you here sharing all these things within the field of neuroscience is very, very excellent work you're always doing. And, you know, we always look forward to having a chat with you for Mastering the Mind Monday. We now throw across to Rishi because it's time for news now.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Carrie. It's time for news now on TTT. The $115 million Diego Martin Sporting Complex was opened on Sunday, and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley used the occasion to tell attendees to use their vote for the party which worked for them. He also said the complex was a dream come true, not just for his constituency of Diego Martin West, but also for thousands of young people who will use the facility to achieve sporting greatness. The facility is located at Savannah Terrace in Bagatelle. But there is a call for the Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi to be investigated by the Integrity Commission. Opposition MP Dr. Rudal Munilal said the probe should be conducted into what he dubbed Farisgate. It was alleged that the AG's family owned a property at 3 Alexander Place, Sinclair, which was rented to house the personnel department at $644,000 a month for 3 years, totaling some $23 million. Dr. Munilal says the Integrity Commission should say if Mr. Al-Rawi is fit to be the AG. That was news now on TTT. Well, coming up next on the show, we have some members of the Trinidad and Tobago Special Olympics team, which recently competed. We have Donald Doyle, Michelle Hussein, and Kelly Simmons joining us a little bit later on, so stay with us for that.
Reach further when you advertise with TTT. Sweet 100, Next 99.1, and at Talk City 91.1 FM. Whether it's television, radio, or social media, our stations belong to the only broadcast network with 100% coverage across Trinidad and Tobago. That's a fact. From Port of Spain to Point Fortin, Crown Point to Charlottesville, every household in TNT can easily access our signal. TTT remains the only broadcaster with live capability from multiple locations in the country, making us the most dependable source of information for events of national importance. Find us on any smart device at TTT Live Online. Are you ready to reach further with your advertising? Contact our sales team now. Call us at 622-4141 at extensions 2601 to 2607 or email us at sales@ttt.co.tt.
On any given day, at any given time,
you can have your say on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Call in, text in, send us an email. All our shows are fully interactive.
Whether we're talking politics, sports,
current affairs, social issues,
culture, and the arts, stay in the know with our daily news bulletin and breaking news updates.
We're committed to keeping you informed about the world around you.
And yes, we entertain you too with the best KAISO, steel pan, and local and regional music. We are your address for talk. Talk City 91.1 FM and TalkCity91FM.com.
Welcome back, everybody. A proud moment for Trinidad and Tobago as we have members of the Special Olympics team here with us on the Now Morning Show. But before we go to the champions themselves, we want to talk to Mr. David Benjamin, who is the head of that delegation, and Mr. Lester Wharton, who is the head coach. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for having us.
Proud moment for Trinidad and Tobago, first of all, David.
Indeed.
How was it there?
Well, it was a tough trip. Right, I think that that the athletes that represented Trinidad and Tobago did exceedingly well. Right, just for your information, we won 57 medals.
Yeah.
Right, that is the biggest medal haul that we've ever had in Special Olympics. Quick breakdown of those medals will be 19 gold medals, 15 silver medals, 23 bronze. Special Olympics also celebrates all the way to 8th place. So we would have had 11 fourth place finishes, 1 5th place finish, 3 6th place finishes, and 1 7th place finish. So that would have been a total of all the medals as well as ribbons that Special Olympics Trinidad and Tobago would have won at Abu Dhabi.
And we have Lester Wharton, who is the head coach. You must be proud with the achievements.
Yes, I am. To be more precise, I am the head coach for athletics.
For athletics.
So I'm responsible for Donald.
What was that like working with Donald and seeing some sort of success?
Yes, well, Donald performed according to expectation in the jump and in the 400, which he participated in. He had a little difficulty. That morning was very chilly and a strong wind blowing across the track. And from his experience, what he related to me is that when he was on the a little after the 200 meters, he got a chill, and that caused him to fall below par.
But still commendable performance.
Yes.
Definitely.
I've no thing on his performance. He really did put out, but you know, in preparation, you will be feeling great. But then the day in question is a different, you know.
I mean, the amount of nerves that somebody would have for something like that, you're going there to represent your country.
Definitely.
Yes.
Over 200 countries.
Over 200 countries.
200 countries were participating in the games, and these are actually the best of the best, right? In all of the different disciplines. So for our athletes to come away with these medals and awards is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. And you headed that delegation, so it must have been a real great feeling coming back to Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, definitely. You know, there's a real sense of pride, and this really for us is just one of the aspects of what we're doing in Special Olympics. Having medals and ribbons is great, but it's only 44 persons would have represented the country. 29 athletes of over 1,500 athletes that we have in the country right now, and a potential of approximately 6,000 to 7,000 persons with intellectual disabilities who can also participate in Special Olympics.
And the thing is, Trinidad and Tobago only competed in 5 events.
Yes.
What do you think we need as a country in order to have more people in different events as well?
Well, funding. Funding is a big one, because we had to make a strategic decision as to which sporting disciplines we would have participated in these World Games. Usually we'll carry a football team, 7-a-side football team, as opposed to 11-a-side, because more numbers, more funding, right? We also cut our volleyball team, which is usually a staple, and we weren't able to take all of those disciplines that we would usually participate in. So Abu Dhabi, very far distance, the cost of getting us there was really phenomenal, and we really have to thank our sponsors. The Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs stepped up in a big way to assist us. Digicel, our main sponsors, you know, really came forward, as well as the NLCB assisted us phenomenally to get there. If it wasn't for those sponsors, we would not have been able to represent the country.
And I'm sure the sponsors are very happy and proud of the accomplishments of this team. And I want to go over a little bit now to the champions, the athletes, those who represented Trinidad and Tobago, made us proud on the world stage, and they are here with us. We have Mr. Donald Doyle, we have Micheline Hussein and Kelly Simmons, and also the translator Cheryl Dikoto. Thank you all very much for joining us this morning. I want to start with the gentleman, Donald, to tell us a little bit about his experience at the Special Olympics. But before he responds, I must let people know that he is deaf, and also Micheline Hussein, she's also deaf, and Kelly Simmons is Down syndrome. So just for the audience to know what is happening. So I would hold the mic, and Cheryl would tell us what they're saying. What was the experience like for you?
Very interesting. This was the first time I attended. It was very windy, especially on my race, my 400. The wind was moving me, right? But he tried his best, and it doesn't matter. He will improve, and he's very proud of himself for representing Trinidad and Tobago.
And Trinidad and Tobago is definitely proud of you. And Micheline.
This is my first time, represented on the international stage. Different countries, seen so many at one time. I play bocce. First I was a little nervous and afraid. It was very cool, but I was motivated and excited. I enjoyed playing. For myself, I motivate myself, and the first time with Special Olympics International, and it was very interesting.
Very good, and congratulations to you. Kelly, how was it for you?
It was nice experience. It's my first time on the trip, and also we went to different places, like a trip to all kind of areas, and we went to hotel, 3 different hotels, stay overnight. And then we went to Marriott Hotel in Frankfurt, and I enjoyed it too. They're like buffet, each and different foods in hotels. We had to pick different dishes from the restaurant.
So you had a lot of fun while you were there?
Yes.
And you enjoyed the food?
Oh yes. And the competition.
And the competition.
Yes.
What was it like training for you?
The training was nice. I am horseback.
Horseback riding, equestrian.
Yeah.
And what medals did you get?
I came 4th 3 times from the games.
And how do you feel about that?
I feel good, yes.
Happy? Where do you want to see yourself go from here? So you competed here. Do you want to compete next year?
Yeah, I want to compete this. I compete the first year, and now the second year, I want to go to Germany.
You want to go to Germany too?
Yeah, the second year.
So
it's 4 days a week.
4 days?
That's why we have to prepare from now.
So you're telling the head of the delegation that you're ready to go to Germany?
Yes.
Actually, our next World Games is in Germany, in Berlin, right? And we also have our Winter Games. We participate in Winter Games as well. We do indoor floor hockey in Sweden.
Yeah, so that is something to look forward to. And Kelly already seems excited to go. But I want to get Donald and Micheline back in on the conversation.
Right.
To find out about their plans for the future, Donald.
Okay, he may be one of the persons, he would like to be one of the persons picked for the Sweden Games in 2021 in floor hockey.
Floor hockey.
In floor hockey.
Why floor hockey?
He's interested, and he represented Trinidad and Tobago at the last games.
Okay, and Micheline, where do you see yourself in the future? How do you see yourself progressing?
In the future, she hope again to represent Trinidad and Tobago in bocce, because it's a game that she enjoys.
Well, I want to wish you all the very best moving forward. And I see you all have the medals, so the stage is yours for you to show off to Trinidad and Tobago some of the medals that you won. So once again, we want to say a special congratulations to these athletes for representing Trinidad and Tobago, making us proud at the Special Olympics. Mr. Donald Doyle, Micheline Hussein, and Kelly Simmons. Special congratulations to all of you. And during this week, we here will have much more of the athletes coming on, sharing their success, sharing their stories, as we look to promote Trinidad and Tobago and giving a voice to those who may not have a voice. We are TTT Promoting Local. We take a break and come back with more. Stay with us.
To Sunday, get lost in the world of award-winning films. Green Days by the River, April 21st at 3 p.m. Be viewing TTT to experience the breathtaking film adaptation of Michael Anthony's beloved novel. Voted People's Choice for Best Narrative Feature at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival. Recipient of the CARMICHAEL Award for Exceptional Storytelling at the Barbados Independent Film Festival. Green Days by the River proves that locally produced films will captivate you and transport you to other worlds. A tale of love, loss, and intrigue. Green Days by the River premieres April 21st only on TTT.
Good day, sir. I am number 18854, Woman Acting Corporal Jordan. I observe that you just broke the traffic light. May I see your driver's permit and your insurance, please?
Officer, you know I couldn't stop there. You're my blind, oh gosh. All them criminals and them on the outside and you jumping me at a red light. Come on, officer.
Sir, are you aware that breach of a traffic light is one of the leading causes of road fatality? So we must all do our part to be responsible drivers.
You're right. I never really thought about it that way. I like how you deal with me real professional as well.
Was our service satisfactory? Call 800 TTPS and share your experience.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Now Morning Show here on TTT. A familiar face with us this morning, Inspector Sheridan Hill of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. We are going to talk about recruiting in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. But before that, I saw you were sitting down there and you were looking at some of our athletes who competed at the Special Olympics. What are your thoughts?
Well, thank you very much for having me, Trinidad and Tobago. A very proud moment. Indeed, I was very, ecstatic and happy, excited, for the participants in the Special Olympics. Did exceptionally well.
7 medals.
Exactly.
And hopefully corporate Trinidad and Tobago can get involved. And
I certainly hope so. Very inspiring.
Yeah.
Very inspiring.
All right, so we're going to talk about recruiting in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. What do we need to know?
So, you must be a national of Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
You must have a driver's permit, driver's license, 5 levels, English, and 4 other.
So math isn't compulsory?
Maths isn't compulsory.
Okay.
So it's English and 4 other O levels. And a very important point, we're no longer going to have 5 and 10 and 15, 20,000 people in the National Stadium. So, trying to get into the police service, that's the traditional way. We've gone a different route now. So now you go to the Police Training Academy. It's no longer the barracks. Police Training Academy. Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. you walk with your documents.
That's it? Well, what is the process when you go in there?
So you bring your documents, they keep your documents on file, and they contact you at the appropriate time.
So do you have to be 18 years?
You have to be 18 years.
18 years.
Yeah. It's between 18 and 35.
So if I'm a little bit over 35 and want to join the police service, think I have something to give back?
Yeah. We're happy that you have something to give back, but the law requires that you must be between 18 and 35 years old. And we want to tell people that, there's a career in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. The Trinidad and Tobago Police has evolved. There are a number of specialist units within the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. So some of my colleagues say you can have a career within a career. You can be a career police officer. But we have all these specialist units, the Special Branch, the Criminal Investigations Department, the Financial Investigations Bureau, the Professional Standards Bureau, the Anti-Corruption, and there's several specialist units within the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
But how long would it take if somebody applied to be in the police service?
Okay, so it depends. Now we're recruiting twice per annum. So we have 2 intakes annually. And it depends on the number of persons who have satisfied the requirements and priority for persons who have been applied first and so on.
And how many people on average do they recruit?
Generally it's around 150. But over the years you've had intakes of much more, and within the recent past much less. But generally it's around 150 officers.
You see, something that has been in the news of recent is that of the polygraph testing.
Yes. And that is part of the requirement.
So you have to go through that polygraph test.
So we want to ensure, or we take all the necessary steps to ensure that the character of the persons who are applying to be police officers, they are of the highest standard. So apart from all the medical examinations, there's a psychometric test as well as a polygraph test.
And these things would come after you pass the initial stage?
The initial stage, exactly.
What is the process? So you apply at the barrack, at the police...
the Police Training Academy.
Yes. See, I was going to say barracks. People are so used to saying the barracks.
Yes, the Police Training Academy. Yeah. We are accredited and so on.
Yes. You see? So you apply there, and what next?
They contact you and they ask you to come in at the appropriate time and you start the process.
Right. So it's a simple process. You work with the documents. What are these documents again?
So you must be a national of Trinidad and Tobago. So birth certificate, ID card, and you walk with your CSEC certificates.
And you must have 5 passes inclusive of English.
A minimum of 5 CSEC O-level passes.
And you must be between the ages of 18
and 35.
Yeah.
35. And I want to say that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we want you. We want good. We want all those good young men and women to come and serve. You have a career in the Trinidad and Tobago Police
I've
Service.
always considered getting into the police service. It is something that I always thought I would be good at, but I want to be one of those fancy investigative persons like that you see on television, like CSI and NCIS and those kind of things.
Yes, and as I mentioned, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has evolved. I think people the country would be amazed to know the different types of units, the qualifications, the training, the experience of the officers within the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
And we mentioned a short while ago some of the things that you need to apply. So you just go into the Police Training Academy in St. James, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And, have a conversation with them.
Definitely. And we're looking forward to seeing you.
Well, hopefully I may consider it. And Carrie, would you consider joining the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service?
Of course, Carrie.
Well, it's kind of late in the game for me. I mean, I'm not yet 35.
So you're eligible.
You're
a national of Trinidad and Tobago.
That's right. I'm eligible.
You have a driver's permit?
Yeah, I do actually.
There you go. So you're eligible to join.
But I don't know if I'm cut out for it.
You never know.
Yeah, true. You never know. To uphold justice and peace in the country, to protect and serve.
I don't mind protecting
with pride. With pride.
So, Inspector Hill, thank you very much for coming on this morning. It's the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. They're looking to recruit you. So remember, you can go down to the Police Training Academy in St. James, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And get some more information on that. It is time for us to take a break, and when we come back, we have a lot more in store for you, so stay with us.
Whether you are on the road or at the beach, preserve our beautiful nation of which we are proud by properly disposing of your waste. Because environmental pride is national pride.
So the Head Start, as the name suggests, is an opportunity to give these doomed eggs a chance to hatch out in a man-made environment and then keep them in an environment where we can monitor them and then release them back into the wild.
We wanted to release them at a size that was also viable for them to escape predation out in the sea. There are any number of large animals out there that could attack them, including birds. We saw that this morning during our offshore release. The ones we released offshore, we know from data that we've collected in previous years that we share a lot of the maternal DNA with other islands in the Caribbean. We really wanted to have them released into their natural environments as soon as possible.
Atlantic has been the sponsor of Turtle Village for us for the last 5 to 6 years. This is groundbreaking stuff that we saw today. We've been able to give a species a head start in life. The folks behind the scene have had a rare chance to see these turtles from hatchling stage to juvenile stage and what actually happens during that process. By and large, these turtles leave here as hatchlings and they don't come back until they're fully grown adults. So really and truly, we're really proud to be part of this whole process.
Through Turtle Village Trust engages community persons to conduct monitoring and data collection to feed the National Sea Turtle Conservation Program that takes place all along the north and east coast of Trinidad and all around Tobago.
I'm Ian Wilson. This is TTT News Update at 6 p.m.
In our top story this morning, Air Commodore Daryl Daniel has officially been appointed as Chief of Defense Staff of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. On Saturday, the then Group Captain was promoted to Air Commodore at the office of the Minister of National Security. He was appointed the new Chief of Defense Staff after acting in the position while Rear Admiral Hayden Pritchard was on leave. Air Commodore Daniel received his instrument of appointment on Sunday at a handing over ceremony at the Tetron Barracks in Chagaramas. A cathedral for the spiritual Shouter Baptist community. It's a dream that's seemingly closer to being realized, as Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says a parcel of land has been identified for the building of the religious structure.
I've worked with the Minister of Lands, and I'm in a position to tell you now that we have identified a parcel of land in the central part of this nation, as central as it could be for you, the Baptists in La Luna and Caranage and Tobago and Sangregan. And the government in the very near future will make the appropriate announcement that this parcel of land is available to the Baptist community for the building of your cathedral.
He said there is a high demand for state lands and the government had to be cautious in how it awards lands, but he defended the granting of lands to religious communities.
As places of worship, education, community services, emergency shelters, soup kitchens, school care, and homework centers. Those are the uses which will cause us to allocate state land for those purposes.
Dr. Hollis Liverpool, otherwise known as the Mighty Chalk Dust, says he is honored to be celebrated by Republic Bank, but he says there are many more who are deserving of praise. The 9-time Calypso monarch was speaking before a reception in his honor at the Central Bank Auditorium.
When you see a bank turning into culture and looking at culture to understand that if the bank is not in the society, it helps to make the country more stable. So I'm very happy that a bank will see it fit to honor me. You know, normally you get cultural organizations honoring you. So when a bank honors me, I feel very good.
He says, though, while he is happy and grateful for the reward, there are other Calypsonians just as deserving.
There are so many persons here knocking on the doors. Valentino, for example, Bomber, all those guys are there with that. We lost Composer. But there are so many of the guys who are there, Gypsy, or them have been knocking the doors since in the 70s. You know, hard to choose one, because so many of them are deserving of the honor for having contributed so much to the culture of the country.
Surprise, surprise! Ricky Skerritt is the new president of Cricket West Indies after defeating Jamaican Dave Cameron by 8-4 at the organization's annual general meeting and elections at the Jamaica Pegasus on Sunday. Skerritt, who came into the AGM with an expressed support of the Trinidad and Tobago and Leeward Island boards, also received the backing of the Jamaica Cricket Association in the build-up to the elections. Barbados, Windward Islands and Guyana had stated their support for Cameron ahead of the elections. With each of the 6 territories commanding 2 votes, a tie was expected in the first round of voting. But somebody switched on the day, and Skerritt benefited by an additional 2 votes to go along with the 6 he was assured coming into the vote. Cameron held the position since 2013 and was looking to secure a 4th successive term, especially after being credited with the professionalism of regional cricket, but has been heavily criticized in some quarters for his poor relationship with key players. Skerritt's running mate, Dr. Kishore Shallow, also won the vice presidency by a similar 8-4 margin over Emmanuel Nanton, the incumbent. That brings us to the end of the TTT News. I am Ian Wilson.
News happens anytime, anywhere. And when it happens, we are there. We report the news in real time. TTT News. Connect.
Receive a free Kindle Fire 7 HD with Alexa features when you purchase the highly effective JJ and Friends JTAB Junior Suite, designed for children 2 to 5 years old and fashioned after the Ministry of Education's ECCE curriculum. It's effective and engaging. The educational JTAB Junior Suite comes with a free Amazon Kindle Fire 7 tablet, along with flashcards, charts, workbooks, board games, an erasable writing mat, and a parent-teacher's guide, all designed to stimulate your child's cognitive development.
Take that investment in their education and buy them all the jewelry and the toys later on, but ensure that you get JJ and Friends. It is really, really good.
So there you have it. A perfect solution, making sure that they have all the tools to learn to read. What is it? JJ and Friends.
This is a special introductory offer, so call now 673-3175 or 800-READ.
Cause this body tight. This are no joking boys. Stay the night. Your hands sliding gently down my back. It's rectifying, more serious than a heart attack. So say the worst, cause you deserve more than a snapback. I'll feed you like a baby and you like that. Serious type of loving, knitting or song. Playing out to get to know you want some. Thrill me with your fantasy. Take you where you wanna be. Hold on tight, you can't deny this sweet tricky one. So take my hand, baby, make we ride the beat. Tell you I'm ready for this loving real sweet. Stop playing games, baby, come make we do it. Turn up the music, put the string on repeat. Now when I suck up on the mic, I'ma set it up right, you know me not feel. Tight, you move lazy shoes, but I understand this thing real. Passion it burning and this fire can't see. I know that I'm the real deal, the real. Serious type of loving, knitting or song. Stop playing out to get to know you want some. Thrill me with your fantasy, take you where you wanna be. Hold on tight, you can't deny this sweet tricky one. Serious type of loving, knitting or song. So playing out to get to know you want some. Thrill me with your fantasy, take you where you wanna be. Hold on tight, you can't deny this sweet tricky one. The sweet tricky one. The sweet tricky one. The sweet tricky one. Serious type of loving, knitting or song. So playing out to get to know you want some. With your fantasy, where you wanna be. Hold on tight, you can't deny this sweet tricky one.
Wow, you just heard the stylings of Naida, who is an artist. I'm surrounded by artists this morning, and with me it's Semonita, who is on my left, Lyndon Andrews, and who you just heard was Naida, and we're going to have a little chat with all of them to find out what's going on with them. Now, reggae is one of my favorite genres of music, you know, so I was just vibing over in the corner here. I wish I had a lighter to put up and stuff, you know. You know, you were just doing a little skank in the corner here. No, I really, really enjoy your performance. And so I wanna find out where can we hear more of your music, because it's so amazing.
Okay, so you can check out YouTube.
Yeah.
That's Naida Andrews at YouTube. You can also check it out on my Facebook page. That's Naida Andrews. You can check it there. And you could also check the link on Instagram as well.
Yeah, you know, I really want to get into some of that music later on after the show, you know. I go and find it up on YouTube and stuff and play it on the way down the road. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, because, again, as I said, reggae is one of my favorite genres of music, and so much vibes in that. Yeah, I'm also joined here by Lyndon and Semonita. And Lyndon, tell me about your background in music as well.
Well, I am actually the producer of the track that Naida would have just performed.
Right.
Yeah, and
so instrumentals and everything that was in the background.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. And My role at this point in time being the director of LA Records, which is the company they would have recorded with Simonita and Nida. At this point in time, we have a promotion that we are doing for reggae and dancehall artists.
Okay.
So we actually have a discount promotion where persons can actually come into the studio and record for reasonable fee.
A reasonable fee, right?
And they actually would have taken part in a $1,000 package that we had on last year.
All right.
So that song that you heard, she would have just paid $1,000 TT dollars
Really?
to get that done.
That's really good. So, say for instance, if I wrote a song, I wrote the words, I didn't have a beat or anything, I didn't have a track in the background. Would you build a track based on the words of the song and how the flow, the person wanted the flow of it to go?
The entire vibe of the track. So she came with that particular song and the melody, and the music that you're hearing is entirely original. We didn't take any beat that we had until I tried to fit the song to it.
Yeah.
You know, we believe solely as a company. Just as you go to a tailor and he will actually create a suit for you, he wouldn't create a suit for me until you try to fit it.
Right, exactly. You know, it wouldn't work out exactly how it's supposed to be. Right.
So with every artist, yes. And we take our time with the artist as well. With that 1K package, you know, one of the shortfalls I think we would have experienced, a number of artists trying to rush to complete their project, want to get it off for Carnival, or want to drop it here and there. But these two artists were quite patient in getting the best quality. And
then that's why, you know, we had Naida do such amazing music this morning.
Yes.
And we're going to have a little taste of Simonita as well, because she is also going to perform for us this morning. Yes. So I think we need to talk after the show. You know, in regards to
definitely. I know so before, so I'm glad to have a confidence since Naida's performance.
Nice. Yes. So I would ask you, Naida, to hand the mic over, because Simonita is going to do a little something for us. Looking forward to that too. And you know, as Lyndon was saying, that you took your time and you did it and perfected it. So I'm really looking forward to hear what you're going to perform for us this morning.
I say wake up and live your life being free. Brother boy, wake up and you can choose what you wanna be. I say wake up and live your life living good. Brother boy, wake up and be the man you were born to be. Another soldier for pull the trigger, now another one born, another baby fall. On the streets you are the king of the town, now your mama born. Can't believe you're the shot up and down, the angel born. Ooh, na na na. Every day, mama pray to child, wicked smile to go astray. On the rock, bad boy, like you are play empty kisses you're giving away. Naked with life, bad boy say, now the dragon taking you away. Monopoly is the game you play, like ice in a but you are gonna stay. I say wake up and live your life being free. Brother boy, wake up and you can be what you wanna be. I say wake up and live your life living good. Brother boy, wake up and be the man you were born to be. Another soldier fall. Pull the trigger, now another one born.
Simonita, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Just before we go, how can we get into contact with you and get access to this 1K package?
So you can call us at 2813022. That's 2813022. You can message us on Facebook as well. That's LA Records Media and Entertainment Services Limited. You can contact us on Instagram. It's LA Records ME, and our email is larecordsme@gmail.com.
All right, excellent. You know, thank you so much for this morning. I'd just like to ask somebody to take us out to the break with your song, which is Make Up. Wake up. I need to wake up.
I say wake up. $5,000 US.
Win the Sandals Vacation of a Lifetime from the PDFK Group of Company, inclusive of airfare, accommodation, and spending money. Want this to be your getaway vacation? All you gotta do is spend $500 or more at any of our sponsored locations.
Via restaurant, Bright Ideas Home Store, and all facade the Food King Supermarket.
Fill out the entry form and drop it in. You'll be on your way to your dream holiday in no time. Check us out on Facebook for more information. Promotion ends April 23rd.
This promotion is NLCB approved.
At TTT News, our journalists are on the ground seeking the facts and reporting on people, events, and the issues that affect your life. Our job is to deliver the most up-to-date news reports. We have Trinidad and Tobago covered. TTT News reaches further on any smart device. TTT News. Connect.
Frontline on Talk City 91.1 FM, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to noon with me, Ria Roop Chansing, an informative and educational show that discusses a variety of topics, from social issues to the law, from education to religion, culture, health, beauty, and your well-being. And you also have a chance to voice your opinion in Frontline's open forum. Frontline, 8 a.m. to noon every Monday to Friday with me, Ria Roop Chansing, on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Now Morning Show here on TTT. We are also live on YouTube. Yeah, we are on YouTube as well, TTT Live Online, so you can check that out. Our Facebook stream is giving a little bit of problems this morning, so we have an alternative.
Yeah, you know, it's really great that we are present on so many platforms.
Exactly.
So, like, if you can't get your TV set, you can't get on Talk City 91.1 FM, guess what? You can go online on either Facebook. Well, today you could actually go online on YouTube.
Actually, we've been on YouTube for 2 weeks.
Well, 2 weeks now.
Yeah, and we're going to continue being on YouTube as well. So if you don't have Facebook and you still want to watch the Now Morning Show online, you can go onto YouTube, search TTT Live Online, and you will see it. It's right there.
All right, fantastic.
So we're there making sure that everybody can get the content being presented here. And one of the comments that I saw this morning is that one of our commenters was saying that they like the show because it is giving so much information about Trinidad and Tobago, and, you know, for children to look on. It gives them good information. And a short while ago, Carrie, we had members of the Special Olympics team, which won 57 medals at the Special Olympics, which just concluded. So I am proud to know that I am with a network that is showcasing people that are making us proud and showcasing local.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, like, they are extraordinary people. Like, they go out there and they are doing things that, like, we cannot do.
Exactly.
You know, and they're going and they're representing us very, very well. So, like, we here on the Now Morning Show, we here at TC are extremely proud of our athletes. And, you know, we only see the best.
Yeah, and the thing is, we are going to have different athletes come on during this week. So you have to stay with us to hear their stories, see how they progress. And, you know, we definitely will try to keep everybody informed and up to date with what is happening. Now, staying with sport, the dragon boating event in Tobago came to an end yesterday. So I would like to say congratulations to all of the teams. Good news is the Magdalena Grand. That hotel was actually 100% booked out for that event, that weekend. And I was there.
Right, exactly. The bookings was Rishi.
Yeah, probably it was me, you know. Probably if they send me a bit more often, that
it'll be packed out, you know, because like, hey, that Rishi guy going to be there.
Yeah, Rishi's kind of good. Yeah. All right. So we want to take a look at the traffic update now, Carrie.
Yep, let's take a look at the traffic update brought to you by TrafficTT.com.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
All right, and we are in San Fernando right now, and you are looking at the San Fernando fire service right now. And looking here, going toward that roundabout, we see traffic slowing down just at the roundabout itself as commuters make their way into the city of Port of Spain and also around the roundabout toward the Marabella area and to that exit that takes you to the highway itself. As we pan across here, we can see that on the San Fernando bypass in both directions is looking pretty good. Free flow of traffic going there. We see those who are going toward the main part by the Coquet roundabout who are probably going to head into San Fernando or possibly toward the highway. But there's nothing much to worry about on the bypass itself. Looking for those who are going toward Pleasantville, Gulfview and environs, we can see that they have a free flow of traffic as well. Only a few cars there in that exit lane going to the right toward inner San Fernando. So at this point in time, it looks pretty good in San Fernando. No need to worry, and we'll wrap up this traffic update.
Today's traffic update is made possible by TrafficTT.com and sponsored by Ultimate Solutions Limited. We make it happen.
Now, for those of you who know me, you know that I am in the food industry.
Yes, you're
That's why
Stush.
I'm so excited to speak about this event because I'm going to walk across to my next guest here. A little bit. And with me this morning is Janelle Phillip, and she's an entrepreneur. She's the founder of Amarante Life and Love Event Consultancy, and she is also an event planner. So we're going to speak about one of the events she's having. Good morning, Janelle.
Morning.
So I pronounced it right? Not Janelle?
Not Janelle.
Is that a common mistake?
Always.
Well, I'm glad I didn't make that mistake this morning and I called you by a proper name. So tell me about your company that you founded. How the Amarante, am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, you are.
Amarante? Okay, I'm doing well this morning. All right. So tell me about the Amarante Life and Love Event Consultancy. How long has it been in operation, and what is the main thing you focus on?
Amarante Life and Love Event has been in operation since 2017. I am a young entrepreneur. However, we focus on events planning because we have a divine way of planning our events that is unique to each client.
Right.
And we have an upcoming event which is called Wine, Cheese and Makeup.
Wine, cheese, and makeup.
Yes.
All right. So if wine and cheese wasn't fancy enough, you added makeup to that mix. So tell me why makeup with wine and cheese?
This month, the month of March, being the month that celebrates International Women's Day,
right, yes.
we decided it would be best to focus on events on women. And there would be two things that attendees will gain from attending this. One would be they would be awakened, enhanced, and educated on topics of beauty, such as makeup and how it's applied, how it's appropriated, as well as they'll experience an event planned by Alec.
Now, I have no experience with makeup and all these things, so it's interesting to find out how you're going to go about awakening them in regards to makeup and the like.
We decided to go with amazing speakers. So firstly, we have Luann John, who is the author of As We Wait.
As We Wait, yes. She was on the show previously. I had an interesting conversation with her, and she's doing some great things.
Yes, she would be our host for the evening. Then we have Dr. Carissa Francois, who would be teaching on beauty and its history in the Caribbean. Then we have Aline Villarul, who will be doing a demo for us. And we will close with Cavell Julian, who will be talking about makeup appropriation. However, we have
Makeup appropriation.
Yes.
Tell me what makeup appropriation is. That's not a term I've heard before.
Makeup appropriation would be you would wear certain makeup with different outfits.
Right.
You would also know that, okay, this is job specific, this is relaxation specific, things like that.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. So you can see that I'm doing about makeup, right?
That's it.
So the event itself, when is it? Where is it going to be?
It's on the 31st of March from
Right.
3 p.m. to 2 p.m. and it would be at the Taruba Brian Lara Cricket Academy, Conference Room 8.
Oh, close to home for me then.
Ooh, you're coming through then.
Well, I don't know. Like, you said it was centered around women.
Yes,
you know,
but
so.
if it's centered around women, that means men could come so that they could learn more about the women they are around.
That makes a lot of sense. I see what you're playing at there. Oh, Janelle, so you're doing some fantastic things, and this event is coming up. What is in the future for you? What do you see coming up next?
Another Wine, Cheese and Makeup, as well as planning other events for customers on a private scale.
Nice, very, very nice. So what about wine, cheese, and grooming, for instance?
Definitely.
Yeah,
That's in the
see,
making.
I gave you a good idea there. 5% royalties?
Maybe.
2%.
Okay, that's not doable.
All right, Janelle Phillip, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Oh yes, we have a ticket giveaway. It would be very remiss of me not to do that. So I understand that you're giving away tickets this morning. How many?
I'm giving away 2 tickets.
2 tickets this morning. So one person wins 2 tickets, or 2 people win 1 ticket?
2 people win 1 ticket.
All right. Well, that means we have to have something for them to, maybe a question or something for them to answer. You know, they could interact with our Facebook page. Well, in this case, I guess it would be the YouTube this morning. You can go in the comment section of the YouTube stream of this, and you can then answer the question. Of course, make sure your information is there so we could contact you if you're the one who won. All right. So what is the question we're asking this morning, and how are we going to go about issuing these tickets to the lucky winners?
What does makeup mean to you? Quite simple.
What does makeup mean? No, that's very broad. Like, you know, like does anybody could answer that question and in their own personal way. So how do you choose a winner from that?
That's where the challenge comes in.
All right.
So it will be a random winner. Everybody has their chances to comment, and we would use it, put it in our generator, and it will generate itself.
Okay, so it's an automatic process.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, so what does makeup mean to you? You can go on our page, our YouTube page, TTT Live Online, and you could go in the comment section and answer the question, what does makeup mean to you? And they would then process the answers, and then there'll be 2 lucky winners for that event coming up on March 31st. All right, Janelle, Philip, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all you've shared, and I'm going to jump across to Rishi here because we're going to go to our big bad brother station.
Next 99.1 FM. Good morning, folks over there.
Morning.
What is up, sir?
I'm good. How things are
What is up, ma'am?
I'm good.
Very good.
Trotty, good morning, brother.
Good morning, Kari. Good morning, Rishi, and good morning to your viewers as well.
Oh, it's good
and
morning,
good morning to your listeners.
Yeah. So
how was the weekend? How are things going at Next?
Things really great. Of course, on a Monday we do our weekend recap, and also as well, you know, this weekend I get to take in the movie called The Buck. All right. I hope you'll get a chance to take it in as well.
No, I was in Tobago.
What, Papa?
It shouldn't Tobago, so we should have tried.
Yes. Go ahead. Okay. I guess you was having a lit time in Tobago.
I was having a very good time.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
I can behave yourself.
Oh, God.
I was just about to be like, yes, he was holding babies and such.
Hey, I was holding a baby yesterday. I love babies. I think I want one.
It's not a puppy.
Hey, I want one. No, really, I want one. They are like the most adorable things ever.
Out. Immediately, I'm stressed out. The mere idea of Rishi possibly just acquiring a child.
Rishi gets a pastry. You gonna get that?
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I sat in the hammock for like an hour holding this child, and the child was just there and didn't make a sound. I was like daddy material right there.
No, sir, the child was petrified. That was so sad. She was shook. But I'm glad you had a good weekend. We did too, and we're about to have a fantastic week.
Yeah, I expect
that. Right, so what do you have planned for the week then, Ainka?
I do have plans for the week, but I can't have any plans on the bag. I mean, right now we just need to prepare for today's hot spell and keep it safe. Stay in the shade, stay hydrated, and mind your business.
Yeah, but what is Next doing today for us other than recap?
Beyond the recap, we also have our throwback jams, which is always good, and we go live on Instagram on that one, so the viewers get to join us in studio. We have a jam, yeah. It's gonna be good.
Next 99.1 FM.
That's right.
So remember, people can go onto the Instagram page. Strati, what did you do over the weekend?
Well, besides watch movies and work, that's all. Yeah. That's all. Other than that, was really good. What about you, though? I said Tobago. Kari, what about you?
Yeah, I actually went to a wedding yesterday. So
not his own.
No. I attended a wedding. Now, let's not recap that tidy knot joke that we had.
Yeah, Kari. God, people were real mean to me over this.
But yes, I went to a wedding over the weekend. It was absolutely fantastic. To quote Rishi, Harry Nanan 2019.
Every morning on now.
Yes.
That's like by the way, that is my favorite phrase. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know why. It just came naturally.
Yeah.
Now we have our favorite words.
It's a good ring to it, you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, lady, gentleman, who's the DJ?
Keto,
where's the plan?
Keto.
You see how I bring in my country vibe there? Where's the plan?
Yeah.
That's not country. Oh Lord Jesus.
What is it?
Trinidad dialect and lingo.
Yes, that.
What's the plan?
What's the plan?
All right.
Like WAZDPLAN, right?
Oh, okay.
Sounds right.
I can spell it too, you know.
You all have a German today, all right?
All right, take care. Ainka, Trotty, DJ Keto, Next 99.1 FM. Kari, always a pleasure chatting with them.
Always.
Yeah, so we take a break and come back with more. Stay with us.
Receive a free Kindle Fire 7 HD with Alexa features when you purchase the highly effective JJ and Friends J-Tab Junior Suite, designed for children 2 to 5 years old and fashioned after the Ministry of Education's ECCE curriculum. It's effective and engaging. The educational JTAB Junior Suite comes with a free Amazon Kindle Fire 7 tablet, along with flashcards, charts, workbooks, board games, an erasable writing mat, and a parent-teacher's guide, all designed to stimulate your child's cognitive development.
Take that investment in their education and buy them all the jewelry and the toys later on, but ensure that you get JJ and Friends. It is really, really good.
So there you have it. A perfect solution. Making sure that they have all the tools to learn to read. What is it? JJ and Friends.
This is a special introductory offer, so call now 673-3175 or 800-READ.
Delivering more news, more often to more people. Log on to www.ttt.live.
Easter Sunday, get lost in the world of award-winning films. Green Days by the River, April 21st at 3 p.m. Be viewing TTT to experience the breathtaking film adaptation of Michael Anthony's beloved novel, voted People's Choice for Best Narrative Feature at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival, recipient of the CARMICHAEL Award for Exceptional Storytelling at the Barbados Independent Film Festival. Green Days by the River proves that locally produced films will captivate you and transport you to other worlds. A tale of love, loss, and intrigue. Green Days by the River premieres April 21st only on TTT.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Now Morning Show. We're having a little fun this morning, and I mean, we're really excited because for the very, very first time, Trinidad and Tobago is hosting the Regional Mixed Methods Research Conference. Arthur Lockjack. Today, I have with me Dr. Vimala Judy Kamaluddin, who is the president of the Mixed Methods Caribbean chapter, and Mr. Steve Weaver, who is the manager of the same organization. Good morning and welcome. How are you all this morning? I am really excited to talk about this, and this is the third time it's happening, first time in Trinidad and Tobago. As the president, Dr. Kamaluddin, how is it for the past 2 years, and what can we expect today?
Wonderful question. So first of all, thanks for having us here. It's so amazing to be able to stand here with my colleague who flew in from Jamaica last night to be able to talk together about this exciting conference. And this conference starts today. It's being held at the Arthur Lockjack Global School of Business at the University of the West Indies. An amazing venue for an amazing event, bringing together people all over the Caribbean and all over the world. So it's filled with activities, morning, evening, night, straight.
What time does it start?
Well, it starts at 9 a.m. this morning.
Starts at 9 o'clock this morning and goes until...
Well, there are events even down to the evening. There are different events throughout the campus of the University of the West Indies.
What type of events would be at this Regional Mixed Methods Research Conference?
So first we have a data analysis workshop happening today at the School of Education. It's on Q Day Minor, and the facilitator and developer himself, Norman Palladio, has flown in from Montreal to actually conduct this workshop itself, and we are so happy to have it. So we have those persons there in the lab right now getting all fit and ready into that first workshop.
And we'll get back to a little bit more of what is happening, but the first two conferences took place in Jamaica, and you are from Jamaica, and you flew in last night to Trinidad. you see,
it's a tricky question.
That's a tricky statement. I'm Trinidadian by birth.
So you're Trinidadian.
Trinity board, yeah. But I've spent a long time in Jamaica, more than 30 years, and I work with the university. So we historically, we had started in about 2015.
Yes.
We had visitors from the US, that is We had Oebose and some of those big names in mixed methods. They came with us, and so we decided that we wanted a chapter, and so that's where we began having a discussion about getting a mixed methods chapter for the region.
Yeah. So for people who are looking on and asking, what is mixed methods? What is mixed methods?
Most persons will know the kind of research where you go out and you collect numbers. So
yes,
you go, you
that's
ask
quantitative research.
That's quantitative research. But then there's qualitative research, which really gets to the answer as to why something happens. And that's really fundamental for understanding human behavior in certain conditions. But what we have decided is that if we want the best of it all, we need the numbers. We need to know how many people have been doing this, how many people have been doing it, but we also need to know why.
Yeah.
And so what we do, we put those two questions together. How many and why? And so we were able to look at it. And this is where mixed methods come. So we mix the qualitative approach and the quantitative designs, and we put that together as a mixed methods approach to research. That gives you a really broad perspective on any issue that you decide to study.
Yeah, I am actually doing some stuff, and I'm using the mixed methods research.
Oh, congratulations.
This conference might come in handy.
You should come. Please, come on down.
It's exciting. It's exciting.
It is.
And the thing with qualitative data is that you are able to go out and speak with people to observe actually what is happening.
Oh, yeah.
So you get a clearer picture and understanding of what is taking place.
You know, this is so important, because a lot of times we look at the numbers, and that's very important. But sometimes the single case gives you an insight into what's happening with that person or that situation, such as in a school. Let's take an example like bullying, for example.
Yeah.
You could look at all the numbers and look at bullying statistics across globally or regionally or in a school. But then you talk to someone who's bullied, or you look at the profile of someone who's a bully, or you look at interventions and you talk and get that real story from that person. That mix against the milieu, the background of the individual and the personal, makes for richness and depth and rigor in investigating problems that we still can't seem to find solutions
because
to.
By just giving the numbers, you just give one side of it. But by addressing the why, you are able to actually help people or help the situation.
That's right. So we want to strengthen our research methods in our country, in the Caribbean, globally. And we have come together to say, let's see what Steve knows and what he doesn't know and what he can bring. Let's see what Vimala knows and what she doesn't know and who she knows. And let's connect these two countries. Let's connect these two researchers. Let's connect these two bodies. So the conference that we're actually talking about is so interesting because it's not only the University of the West Indies, it's also University of Trinidad and Tobago, University of Toronto. Committee members have come together from different parts of the world and different institutions to work together to say, let's do this in Trinidad and Tobago in 2019.
Yeah, and that sounds like a really good initiative. So, why is it that important? Yes, we talk about knowing the why to address the problem, but any other reason why people should pay attention to this? I mean, it's simple for people to go online and read about mixed methods.
No, you see, mixed methods, while you may be able to do that, it requires a sort of groundswell with the grassroots researchers coming together and looking at the various issues and bringing it all together as one stream. And I think that's really the fundamental reason why we want to build across the region, not just in Trinidad, but across the region, a thrust, an association, a drive, a movement for mixed methods. More people studying the various issues, more people getting a broader perspective, and so we have a broader idea of what's really happening and how best to approach it. We solve problems. That's what it is about.
And it's all about solving problems. Can you give me the information again as it relates to the conference which starts today?
All right. So just before we do that, I just wanted to tell you that we are really blessed to have 20 persons from Jamaica, 11 persons from Barbados, 102 from Trinidad and Tobago, 22 from the USA. We have persons from South Africa, Malaysia, Italy, Denmark, and Belize, Bahamas, who have all come to Trinidad and Tobago to say, we want to be part of this. And one important thing that we need to talk about is the kind of experts we have been able to attract and bring down. The people who write the books. People like Professor Creswell. John W. Creswell is known globally. He travels the world. He has been speaking on methods. And he is here flying in tonight for his particular thing for all the remaining days. Professor Tony Onwubuzi, Professor Cheryl Poth, Professor Elizabeth Kramer, who is the president of the global organization. They are all going to be here in Trinidad and Tobago, and we get to interact, and all who come and network and learn with and from these experts.
And it starts this morning at 9 o'clock, so people can look forward to this and probably hear the results at some point in time. What is the outcome of this meeting? Because a lot of times people have conferences and, you know, after that, what happens? Nothing happens.
Right. So we consider this conference as a start in Trinidad and not an end.
Yes.
You understand? A start and not an end.
Because we want to move our thrust away from just individual territories, but to spread out across the region.
We want to grow it within the Caribbean and across the Caribbean.
Barbados, and we will start at the grassroots researchers, building them up and moving the association throughout the region.
So is it that people can come and view what is happening?
Yes, of course. It's at Arthur Lockjack. One event is at School of Education, which is today, and tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Arthur Lockjack, which is just before Mount Hope. That's where the conference is actually being held, and it is going to be amazing.
And any fees attached to it?
Of course.
What is this?
Well, it's right now it's $200 US for students, and there are different rates for if you're a non-student.
Right.
But we made discounted prices for students to be able to access the 3 days and really special workshops.
So hopefully people can go down and check that out.
Yes.
Sounds like a really, really great initiative. Thank you very much, Dr. Vimala Judy Kamaluddin and Dr. Steve Weaver for coming on this morning and chatting with us about the 3rd Regional Mixed Methods Research Conference. This is the Now Morning Show on TTT. We take a break and come back with more. Stay with us.
Production, a new era in media. Our professional services include videography, cinematography, photography, aerial videography, and television production. We provide expert coverage of weddings, concerts, sporting events, graduations, corporate functions, music videos, ads, lectures, christenings, parties, and portraits. Contact us today. Ranking Production, capturing your memorable moments in life. Easter Sunday, get lost in the world of award-winning films. Green Days by the River, April 21st at 3 p.m. Be viewing TTT to experience the breathtaking film adaptation of Michael Anthony's beloved novel. Voted People's Choice for Best Narrative Feature at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival. Recipient of the CARMICHAEL Award for Exceptional Storytelling at the Barbados Independent Film Festival. Green Days by the River proves that locally produced films will captivate you and transport you to other worlds. A tale of love, loss, and intrigue. Green Days by the River premieres April 21st only on TTT.
Taxi! I felt the same earlier. Try these.
Panadol Multi-Symptom. The power to relieve bothersome cold and flu symptoms fast. Panadol Multi-Symptom. When cold and flu is gone, life takes its place.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Now Morning Show here on TTT. We are also live on Talk City 91.1 FM and on YouTube, TTT Live Online. Our Facebook stream is giving a little bit of problems today, but remember, you can check out our live stream on YouTube, TTT Live Online. Carrie, fantastic morning so far. We just learned about mixed methods research. Have you ever done any sort of research?
I've done research for different things in regards to studies and in regards to recipe development and stuff like that.
Have you ever developed anything cool? Not yet. You're planning to?
Yeah, there are a number of things that I do, but I want to keep it. Close.
When you develop something new, a new product, you could call it Rishi.
Rishi?
Rishi H. that could be the brand name.
Yeah, I think that would sell though.
You think so?
I think so.
I think so too. I think it would be like the best-selling product ever. But Gary, there is something that we need to talk about. You know, a lot of times we wait until, and we've said this before, until our country's icons are passed on before we honor them. Well, Dr. Hollis Liverpool, who is the chalk dust, he was honored
by Republic Bank. Yes, correct.
And you know, he spoke at the reception ceremony, and this is what he had to say. I want people to listen.
Dr. Hollis Liverpool has been singing calypso for the past 50 years and has won the most calypso monarch titles. He passed Mighty Sparrow in 2017 when he sang Learn Arithmetic to win his 9th crown. On Saturday, he was honored by Sunshine Awards in collaboration with Republic Bank, for which he is very proud.
When you see a bank turning into culture and looking at culture to understand that if the bank is not in the society, it helps to make the country more stable. So I'm very happy that a bank will see it fit to honor me. You know, normally you get cultural organizations honoring you. So when a bank honors me, I feel very good.
He said though, while he is happy and grateful for the award, there are other Calypsonians just as deserving.
There are so many persons here knocking on the doors. Valentina, for example, Bomber, all those guys are there with us. We lost composer, but there are so many of the guys who are there, Gypsy, or them have been knocking the board since in the 70s. You know, hard to choose one because so many of them are deserving of the honor for having contributed so much to the culture of the country.
Dr. Winston Dukaran paid tribute to the decorated Calypsonian who missed the Calypso Monarch final this year. Dr. Dukaran said the Calypsonian had politicians trembling.
His dedication to social commentary was unfailing, and the injustices he saw around still had to be addressed. And this drove him in his song to say, I must get seen, and I will shoot right and left and put on my guns again.
There was also a musical tribute to the one called Chalky by several Calypsonians, including Sugar Aloes, who sang his 1993 winning song, Misconceptions. Ian Wason, TTT News.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and just those lines there from the Calypsos, you know, I really enjoy these things. It takes me back to childhood, you know, because my parents were always big into Calypso, and I grew up hearing it and you know, just appreciating the art form.
Yeah, now talking about childhood, I had some fantastic memories of Pagua as a child growing up. Now, yesterday, a lot of places around Trinidad and Tobago had Pagua celebrations, and people are all over social media posting their pictures with the abir and the powder all over their faces, and I'm like, I'm happy for you, but I wasn't going to do that. And I want to say thank you to everybody who invited me to the event yesterday. I apologize that I could not have come. I had other things to do, but you know, I'm happy that it seemed to be incident-free at most venues. There was nothing really untoward taking place, so I'm happy that everybody had a good time, and hopefully next year, Carrie and I would come and play Pagua with you all. If Carrie's coming next year, I'll come.
All right, well, we'll see how that goes, because I can't plan so far in advance, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I'll make my best effort.
But I know we have one more interview still before we end the show today.
Yes, we definitely do, and that is the interview that is labeled Therapy Works, and with me this morning is speech language pathologist Robin Edwards. She's also the co-founder of Therapy Works, and we're going to chat a little bit about something that was just commemorated, which was the World Down Syndrome Day last week, which was the 21st of March, and you know, we're just going to chat a little bit about that and things that pertain to Down syndromes and speech in regards to Down syndrome. So, like, there's some figures. There's 1 in every 700 births, people with Down who are born with Down syndrome.
Yes,
and it's caused by a third copy of the chromosome 21.
Yeah,
you know,
which is why it's celebrated, or honored on the March 21st.
Right.
Because it's the third part or full copy of chromosome 21.
Yes, exactly. All right. So, do children born with Down syndrome have speech and language delays?
So, sorry, I heard you all talking about it earlier, but I just want to give a big shout out to our Special Olympians that just got back on Friday. How awesome were they, man?
57 medals.
I read 59. I mean, potato at that point, right?
Exactly.
57, 59 is amazing.
Everything.
They did so well. Really, those athletes. I mean, I'm really proud. I know a few of the Olympians that went, and I just.
Yeah, Kelly was here this morning.
Yeah. Was she here this morning too?
It was fantastic to see her here.
Yeah.
Big smile on her face as usual.
Yeah. I wonder if she'll be back at work this afternoon. We'll have to have a little celebration for her on her return, you know. So I just wanted to slide that in there, really proud of them.
Yeah, definitely proud of them.
So in terms of, going back to your question.
Right.
So yes, many kids with Down syndrome may be born with speech and language challenges. So, first step is to find a speech therapist, see how you can help. Hopefully today I'm going to give you a few just very general tips as to what you can do as a parent,
All right. So, we are when we're speaking of speech language pathology, speech, yes, but there's also hearing involved. Are children with Down syndrome prone to hearing loss?
So, yeah, actually that's a good question because the eustachian tube, or the tube that runs from the ears, is usually a little thinner and shorter.
Okay.
And
so what does that mean for them?
They end up with fluid behind the eardrum, and that can affect hearing. So, find an audiologist, talk to your pediatrician. Your pediatrician can help with this. And why it's important and how it relates to speech is because any hearing loss will affect how well you are learning language.
Right. Yes. Well, you're a speech language pathologist, and you use different strategies in which to help them with issues surrounding speech and language. Now, what are some of the strategies that parents can use at home to help their loved ones with Down syndrome?
Sure. So, the first and kind of one of the simplest is to model, repeat it. So, kids with Down syndrome, they need more stimulation. They need more repetitions of words, of phrases for them to learn it, to be able to say it, as well as for them to learn it, to be able to understand it, right? So model it. So if your kid he's playing with a car, you model it. Oh, you played with a car. It's a blue car, a car. And you say the word over and over, and that's how they're going to learn that word and what that word means.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And what are some of the other strategies we can use?
Okay, what else? So some of the others is, I think one of the main ones that I want to talk about today, it's called total communication. While many kids with Down syndrome will speak, they will use speech as their primary way of communicating. When they're learning that skill, we want to encourage and facilitate communication through any means possible. And so that includes things like sign language, while their muscles are figuring out how to form sounds. They can use their hands to communicate. It includes things like pictures, picture exchange. It can also include things like synthesized voice or electronic communication, where you use a device that speaks for you, that in essence becomes your voice.
Yes.
And then in addition to that, when you're talking to your kid and trying to build this language-rich atmosphere at home, don't forget that all your senses should be involved. You smell it, you touch it, you look at it, you listen to it, whatever the noun or the concept that you're trying to teach the child. Try to use a very holistic, multi-sensory approach.
Not just verbal.
Yes,
not just require the speech and hearing.
One just sound, like use all of it, and then really the kind of another one that you can use that's pretty simple is read to your child. Reading is this amazing gift that we have that we kind of take for granted. We read, but reading to your kid gives them experiences that they may not yet have encountered in their real life. And And it exposes them to, oh gosh, I read something the other day, Let's Read is a nonprofit, and it said something like a kid that's read to for 20 minutes daily is exposed to like millions of words more than a child that is not.
Right.
You know?
Yes, and that makes a lot of sense, and something as simple as that, 20 minutes a day reading to your child, the type of impact it would have on them in the long run.
It's huge. It's huge. Vocabulary building, it's invaluable.
Definitely invaluable. And Robin Edwards, I want to thank you for joining us this morning again and sharing everything that Therapy Work shares with us. And, just the amazing approach you take toward therapy and inclusiveness in a holistic way, as you rightly said. I want to thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us again. It's always good to be here. Feels like coming home now, man. I'm used to it. Just
exactly. All right. So we're going to jump back across the issue over here because we're going to chat a little bit.
Off another day, another show has come to an end. It was really, really good today. I am looking forward to tomorrow, Carrie.
Always.
Yeah, always look forward to tomorrow. Some people get up in the morning and they grumble about being Mondays.
Yes, that's right.
So why? Just watch now. We're like so much fun. All right?
And I've actually had the pleasure of chatting with a few people over the weekend who say they watch the show every morning religiously, and it just brightens their day.
Carrie, it was a pleasure being here today again. And we leave you this morning with the sweet sounds of Naivda Edwards. We will be back with you at 6 o'clock tomorrow.
Take you where you wanna be. Hold on tight, you can't deny this sweet drinking wine. So take my hand, baby, make we ride the beat. Tell you I'm ready for this loving real sweet. Stop playing games, baby, come make we.
Now we're ready to show the world who we are. Shine a light so everyone could see our identity. See the way we do what we do. When we bring our cultures together, we make each other better. CariFest.
The Caribbean region has a plethora of over 500 festivals to choose from. But there is one festival that stands out from the others in terms of its rich cultural tapestry, natural heritage, sheer vibrancy and reflection of all that is innately Caribbean. CariFesta.
Our cultures represent a unique fusion that emanates from our historical underpinnings. Since the first edition of CariFesta in Guyana in 1972, this Caribbean showcase has emerged as a 10-day mega Caribbean festival of arts, which we can all look forward to with great anticipation. CariFesta embodies Caribbean integration, and it gives expression to the uniqueness of our Caribbean reality. It is here that the people of the region come together, commingling and creating one community and one people.
Trinidad and Tobago is very proud to host this mega performing arts and culture festival of the creme de la creme of Caribbean artistes and artists from August 16th to the 25th in 2019.
Culture and creative industries, they contribute significantly to the gross domestic product of member countries. Globally, it is believed that culture contributes about 3% of the global domestic product, some $2.2 trillion.
The Trinidad and Tobago Organizing Committee has been working assiduously to produce a CariFesta worthy of regional and international acclaim.
I think that Trinidad and Tobago is doing a tremendous job in preparing for the festival. I have been actively involved in planning at least the last 5 CariFestas. For this festival, the level of preparation is ahead of any I've seen so far.
As part of this promotion for 2019 is to try to encourage people who would have gone to North America and other places for their summer holidays to come to CariFesta itself, because it's going to be one of the rare opportunities to know another country and to know other countries in one place and at one time.
We promise you'll have a fantastic time.
With love to our beautiful Twin Islands for CariFesta 14.
We feel extremely honored to be representing the red, white and black
and this CARIFESTA 14 promises to be the most exciting yet.
We are looking forward to share all our culture, all our arts, all our music, our food, and we are excited to experience what the Caribbean has to bring to us as well.
Please come to CARIFESTA 2019, where we celebrate the arts together.
Yes. Come celebrate with us, yeah. Trinidad and Tobago.
Connect, share, invest.
CARIFESTA 14 Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Janine Brown. This is News Now. In our top story this morning, Air Commodore Daryl Daniel has officially been appointed as Chief of Defence Staff of the Trinidad and Tobago Defence Force. Air Commodore Daniel received his instrument of appointment on Sunday at a handing over ceremony at the Tetron Barracks in Chaguaramas. In his first official address in office, he promised to honour the groundwork laid by his predecessors.
I, Air Commodore Daryl Dexter Daniel, covenant with you today that I will be your servant leader and do my best with the help and guidance of Almighty God to run my leg this journey that is undertaking of the office of Chief of Defence Staff.
He takes over from the now former Chief of Defence Staff, Rear Admiral Hayden Pritchard. In his final address as Chief of Defence Staff, Rear Admiral Pritchard expressed a desire to see his successor continue the work he began to form a clear policy framework to govern the promotion in rank of Defence Force staff.
This has been a source of great concern among the other ranks of the Defence Force and the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment in particular. This policy ensures greater transparency and accountability in the process of other rank promotion.
Dr. Hollis Liverpool, known to his fans as Chalk Dust, says he wants Calypso in schools and he stands ready to do his part by publishing a book that would help in the instruction to children.
For example, I want to publish a book on using Calypso in schools. And I mean, that is going to cost me about $200,000 because printing here is so expensive. So I would love to start doing it. Have a page showing the Calypso, a page showing the music of the Calypso, a page showing where the Calypso came from and its history, and then a page showing how to apply that in our schools.
On Saturday, the 9-time Calypso monarch was honored by the Sunshine Awards in collaboration with Republic Bank, for which he is very proud. He said, though, while he is happy and grateful for the award, there are other Calypsonians just as deserving.
But there are so many persons here knocking on the doors. Valentina, for example, Bomber, all those guys are there. We lost Composer. But there are so many of the guys who are there, Gypsy, or them have been knocking on the door since in the 70s. You know, hard to choose one because so many of them are deserving.